You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, they have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to get... I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself, or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When do you think you'll have it done, Cash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects victims and also doesn't put out into the ether information that is irrelevant for production of the public, such as CSAM.
Yesterday, Attorney General of the United States Pam Bondi was at the White House and disclosed what she represented as brand new information in relation to Jeffrey Epstein. The existence of tens of thousands of videos featuring little children.
There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
Now, this is the first time an official has publicly acknowledged that videos of Epstein and his victims exist. What you may not know is just 9 days prior, the Attorney General had a very similar conversation with a total stranger in a restaurant.
Do you know when the Epstein files are going to get released?
We hope soon. FBI's been...
Okay.
So,
any dates?
No, you know what it is? There are tons and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. So they have to go through every one.
In the past, officials have spoken about the, quote, mountain of evidence in the Epstein case. But they've never, previous to that moment, acknowledged on the existence of videos of, quote, little kids. Just a few days later, at 2 p.m. on May 1st, our reporter sent the AG's office the text of the recording. We asked why this detail had not been disclosed to the public, but was instead being told to a random stranger at a restaurant. The Attorney General used almost the exact same language as she did with the stranger in the restaurant, language that we shared with her press office.
There are tens and thousands of videos.
Yeah.
And it's all with little kids. There are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn.
Now, we hesitated to publish this story, but believe, like we did yesterday, that the public has a right to know. And this one raises serious questions. On one hand, why did our country's highest law enforcement official share this information first not with the American people, but with a self-described nanny at brunch? But more importantly, why was this information held back in the first place? Does this show that a government apparatus is still working behind the scenes to protect powerful people involved in the scandal? Based upon the response to our Epstein story yesterday, it's clear that the American people want answers, and they want accountability.
I feel like an idiot for being shocked because, of course, it's not a democracy. Of course, the system is rigged. It's fake. Because no matter who gets elected, you get the same foreign policy, you get the same economic policy, and the Epstein videos remain secret. So, that just shows you that our system has no effect on the actual system.
Wait, what are you talking about? I thought we could all sleep well at night now knowing that Epstein legitimately killed himself, right?
What was that?
Did that just come out?
It's just two guys that I really like. I mean, I love Bongino, but he's a friend of mine. But you weren't convinced by that?
No.
Why?
I mean, I've dug into that, and it's just so spooky what's going on with that, and how nobody. I mean, how do you charge a guy with sex trafficking when there's no end users that have been charged? Who did he traffic to?
Well, that's a great question. you got me on that one.
I mean, right? How do you charge him with that if there's no? I mean, if that's where the trail starts, where does it end? We haven't. So, I think there's just a lot more going on than the majority of people know about.
What do you think that was?
What do I think it was?
Yeah.
I think it was a blackmail operation. What do you think it was?
I think it was a blackmail operation run by the CIA and the Israeli intel services, and probably others. You know, French intelligence always has a hand in everything, I've noticed, so probably them too. You know, but the usual, you know, darkest forces in the world colluding to make rich and powerful people obey their agenda.
I mean, look, though, I don't understand why nobody has come out on it. Nobody has come out on it, right? I mean, because if you paint the scenario, I mean, you get on a jet, maybe you're totally innocent, you don't know what's going on, two hot women come out of the whatever stewardess place, come out, and one thing leads to another.
Yes.
I mean, and then what happens? They go, oh, we got you, you're on camera, and by the way, these girls are 15 or 16 or whatever the hell they were, right? And, but I mean, yes, if you're a married guy, it's pretty fucked up that you're doing that, but, I mean, it's nothing new under the sun, so why wouldn't you just scream blackmail at the top of your lungs like, I didn't know, this is what happened? Scream blackmail at the top of your lungs like, I didn't know, this is what happened, and just come clean on it.
What do you think?
Because they're repeat customers.
Yeah. Because they're so deeply implicated that they can't actually get out of it.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know.
I mean, there's also, at least in me, the growing sense that it's not just blackmail that makes people obey. It's not just bribery. It's also the threat of violence.
Do you know anybody that's been threatened with violence?
I think every U.S. president has been threatened with violence implicitly because of the murder of John F. Kennedy. I've known a bunch of presidents, and I think every one of them understands that, you know, it's pretty obvious what happened there, or the outlines, you know, maybe not the details. And no one has, to this day, released all the files. And, like, why is that? Because the message is really clear. You know, if you get too far outside the boundaries, like, you could wind up like JFK.
Who places the boundaries?
Probably the same forces that murdered the sitting president in 1963. You know what I mean? Like, if you listen to the tape of Richard Nixon talking to the CIA director in the Oval Office, no one else around, of course, it's being taped. And Nixon knows that because it's his taping system, but it's still his. Like, he has no expectation anyone's going to hear this. When he brings up Kennedy's murder, he's the president. In fact, not only is he the president, he's won by the biggest landslide in American history. He has a real mandate, and he is afraid. He's afraid even to talk in private to the CIA director about what that was. And he indicates, like, I know what happened to Jack Kennedy, and the CIA director doesn't even respond. And the president doesn't have the balls to say, hey, son, I'm talking to you. You work for me. Like, I want the files on this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I knew Jack Kennedy. He was murdered. He was shot in the head next to his wife in public. Like, the man died.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what happened here. He does not have the balls to say that to his own CIA director.
Man.
That's the level of fear that a murder like that, that's officially unsolved, but, you know, whose outline everyone really, a lot of people understand, like, that's the fear that inculcates.